Learning objectives. Learn to identify and analyze customer needs and problems. Understand the different customer service skills that every employee needs. Recognize the most common reasons for customer complaints. The customer is the person who pays everyone's salary, and who decides whether a business is going to succeed or fail. In fact, the customer can fire everybody in the company from the chairman, CEO, on down, and he can do it simply by spending his or her money somewhere else. There is only one boss, and whether a person shines shoes for a living, or heads up the biggest corporation in the world, the boss remains the same. It is the customer. Customer needs. The need to be understood. The need to feel welcome. The need to feel important. The need for comfort. What are customer service skills? Patience. A company representative must be patient, and able to listen attentively. Tact. Customers are easily displeased, or disappointed. A company representative should always be tactful, never aggressive or defensive, and never blame the customer. Empathy. This is the ability to understand the customer's, his or her needs, and mood. Attentiveness. Not only is it important to pay attention to individual customer interactions, but it's also important to be mindful and attentive to the feedback that you receive at large. Clear communication skills. When it comes to important points that you need to relay clearly to customers, keep it simple and leave nothing to doubt. Knowledge of the product. The best forward-facing employees in your company will work on having a deep knowledge of how your product works. Ability to use positive language. Language is a very important part of persuasion, and people, especially customers, create perceptions about you and your company based off of the language that you use. Tenacity. A great work ethic, and a willingness to do what needs to be done, and not take shortcuts, is a key skill when providing the kind of service that people talk about. The ability to listen closely to customer. This is the number one skill because, in essence, this is what the job itself is all about. All other customer service skills pale in comparison to this particular one, because if a customer service rep is not listening to the customer, they are never going to be able to provide good service. Ability to memorize protocol and guidelines. Be able to not just look over the rules, but actually internalize them. You need to understand the guidelines, and then use them the way they are intended. Time management skills. No one appreciates those that waste time. This is a skill you need for nearly any job, but in customer service those who waste time keep customers waiting. That's not very good service. Professionalism. It is important for employees to remain professional at all times, even if the customer reacts angrily, if they are not happy with an aspect of the service they have received. Organizational skills. If the customer is operating to a time schedule, then the ability of the person dealing with that customer to organize themselves and respond quickly is crucial. Respect. Being respectful to customers is another key skill. It should go without saying that simple manners should be used at all times, but other factors that can make the customer feel respected include addressing them by their title, and only using their first name if they have indicated that this is what they prefer. Ability to identify and anticipate needs. If a good relationship is built up with the customer, then this will enable the employee to offer the customer relevant products or services that will be of benefit to them. Flexibility. A slight bending of the rules to meet the needs of the customer is not necessarily something that should be discouraged. Customers will appreciate the extra effort that the employee has gone to, and any effect on the business should be minimal. Teamwork skills. It is the process of working collaboratively with a group of people to achieve organizational goal. Most common reasons for customer complaints. Not keeping promises. If you give a promise, ensure you keep it. Some promises sound great, but if they have not been kept, this may lead to multiple complaints, distrust, and switching to competitors. Poor customer service. When customer service representatives are not trained properly, keep customers waiting for a long time, and do not resolve issues. Transferring from one CSR to another. Poor staff training leads to calls, or chats being transferred from one agent to another. And there is nothing more irritating than telling your story again and again. Rude staff. Do you check conversations and chat records of your staff with your customers? It'd be a good strategy to keep an eye on this, as sometimes rude attitude, inability to listen, and interrupting customers may become one of the main reasons for your customers to complain publicly, and tell the world about your customer service quality. Not listening to customers. Ignoring your customers, and not listening to them is one of the biggest mistakes a customer service rep can make, and one of the reasons for customers to complain. Hidden information, and costs. Play fair with your customers. Keeping some of your fees hidden, and uncovering this in the middle of purchasing process, is a frequent reason for a human to complain. Low quality of products, or services. If you promise high quality of your products or services and what you deliver is of lower quality, then be sure, your customers will share this bad experience publicly, and most likely complain in social media networks. Keeping an issue unresolved. Unresolved issues and complaints are deadly to any business. If you turn away from your customers, and let everything go as is, then you will lose most part of your customers. But if you keep on resolving issues and complaints, improving your service at the same time, then you will win loyal customers who will be glad to share their positive experience. Inaccessibility. How easy is it to contact you? Do you provide enough information about your company? When a customer is seeking assistance, there is nothing worse than lack of contact information, or unanswered emails, and not returned calls. This drives people crazy, especially if they have already paid you.